Do I like working day shifts or night shifts? Let me think about that again. Do I like working day shifts or night shift? Day shift, night shift. I mean, obviously, if you're in the city, it is obviously very, very busy. You know. But in the country, obviously, it's quite dark. But I've made a few notes anyway. So whether you like working a day shift or a night shift, I made a couple of notes. Here we go. So basically, I'll tell you what I like actually towards the end. But early shifts. Well, with an early shift, obviously you need to get a good night's sleep. You know, because you can start, you know, between 3 and 5 in the morning, especially down here in London, you know. So you need a good night's sleep, you know. I'm not very good with earlies, you know. You're supposed to get a good, what, 6, 7, 8 hours sleep. So you have to be in bed by, what, 8 at night? 7, 8, 9 at night? You know, I mean, obviously you wake early. It is nice and quiet, there's no traffic. And there's not as many people out as well, especially in the first 3 to 4 hours. It is very quiet on an early shift. There's less time to do the journey as well, because obviously no people, not as many people, not as much traffic. And obviously you only do one rush hour as well on an early, because by the time you've probably done your first rush hour, or even before that, you kind of got your lunch break. Well, it's your breakfast really, you know. So if you start at 3 or 4 in the morning, you can have a break maybe between 7 and 9 in the morning, you know what I mean? And usually when you have a break you get about 1 hour, but it's usually legally, you've got to have 40 minutes legally to have your break. So basically, obviously with your second half, obviously, example, you will be finishing work maybe between 11 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. So obviously people are already at work, so you've only done the one rush hour taking people to work. And then obviously you finish, you know, between 11 AM, midday, 1, 2 PM, you know, and basically you've got the rest of the day off. That's it. It's quite good. So you can, you know, you've got the rest of the day off where it's nice and quiet, and you can go about your business while people are obviously still working. You know. Anyway, with the day shift, you can see I made all my notes here. You know, it's like I'm a newsreader, isn't it? Anyway, no. With the day shift, obviously you start between 6 in the morning and 9. I mean, 6 is still early. I mean, some of you, if you work 9 till 5 in an office, obviously will be probably getting out of bed between, I don't know, 6:37. I'm already at work on a day shift. You know. Obviously here on a day shift you do 2 rush hours. You can do like, say, if you do 6:30 in the morning till 5 at night, you're in the morning rush hour and the evening, afternoon, evening rush hour. You know, obviously it is, you know, you can do long days. Obviously your lunch is at a normal time between, I don't know, 11 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. On average, drivers do between 38 and 48 hours a week, so it depends. Some weeks I can do 38 hours, some I can do 48, some 45, some 41, you know. My average week probably is about 42, 43 hours a week, I would say, actually, which is more than the normal hours that a normal office worker works, you know. Let me see, what else? Actually, we're going to talk about, yeah, rest day, 6 day overtime. You can do, some drivers do 50 to 70 hours a week, you can do 6, 7 days a week. Well, I'll speak about that another time. Right, basically with the middle shifts start obviously between, say, example, about 11 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. You know, and you finish between 9 at night, say, and 11 at night. So you kind of finish, you don't finish late, you can still get, you know, the buses home and the tube network in London. You know, I know when I was in Yorkshire, buses were finishing around 10, 11 at night, you know. On some routes it was, yeah, unbelievable. But here in London, it's a fantastic network. Buses run up 24 hours, you know. And the tube is now running on a Friday and a Saturday night as well, which is great, so, you know. But yeah, with obviously doing a middle shift, you can have a sleep in the morning, you know, obviously till 9 AM or midday, you know, where, you know, if you're starting at 11 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon, you know, you got a bit of a line, so you can have some extra sleep or go to bed a bit later. You know, obviously you only do the second rush hour of the day, you know, which obviously that means you know, it's when you do 2 rush hours can be quite stressful, you know. Can be a bit antisocial with you finishing between 9 and 11 at night, you know. because obviously you can be missing sports activities, meetings, whatever you do on an evening. You know, if people, I don't know, do sports on the Tuesday evening, whatever, if you have meetings, whatever people do, you know, socially. Obviously with middle shifts, they can get in the way because you're not finishing until 9 at night, 11 at night, you know. And then we go on to the late shifts, basically start between 3 o'clock in the afternoon and 6, for example, between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. And they finish between midnight and 2 in the morning, 2:30, you know. Obviously you have most of the day off, and you start late in the afternoon. Obviously you start when basically the evening rush hour is. Obviously people are going home, they're going out, you know. Obviously people coming back from school. Obviously in the morning with the rush hour, you've got people going to school, people going to work, it's going crazy, you know. Obviously this one is people coming back from school, back from work, you know, picking up kids. Obviously later on people are partying, going out, cars are parking all over the place that they don't usually during the day, you know. So it's kind of with the roads there can be, you know, there's a little less respect for public roads, cars parking all over the place. It's easy during the day, you know, because you can't park during the day, especially in London. It's like double red lines in London and you can't really park. So so basically, yeah, with the late shift, you know, there's less people on a night time. The traffic after 7 p.m. is a lot quieter, so it is nice. Cars parking on, as I mentioned, cars parking all over the place. It is harder to negotiate the roads when people parking, so people can be very selfish on a night. And it makes it quite difficult for the buses, especially. Obviously, it drunk people out as well. You know, obviously it's harder to see the road because it's dark. As I said, obviously, well, with the early shifts as well, it's dark, so you're gonna have to accustom your eyes from going from darkness to with the light. You know, but I think going from daytime to nighttime is harder because your eyes are. I've noticed doing the night shift is harder. You know, sorry, the late shift when you go from afternoon to evening and it gets dark. I prefer morning light to darkness in the morning to light. I prefer that than actually when it goes from light to darkness. But it's better on my eyes. And then finally we've got a night shift. Night shift is again, well, like the late shift, yeah, it is antisocial. You are obviously sleeping during the day and basically working at night. So you can start at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at night, working till 3 in the morning or 5:30 in the morning. I did a shift recently. It was what was it? It was like 8:30 at night till 5:30 in the morning. It was like 9 till 5, but it wasn't during the day. It was at night. You know. Obviously, there's no tube network on a night time during the week. On a weekend, there is. So there can be obviously a lot of people because when there's no tube network, everyone gets on the bus and it's busy. I mean, really busy. You know, it can be 2, 3 in the morning and it's busy. It's unbelievable. Upstairs all the seats are taken, you know, so there can be a lot of people about, lots of, well, there's drunk people, obviously people going to work, going to work early, you know. Obviously there's less buses, 15 to 20 minutes frequency. On a night time there's less buses, so the frequency is less. What do I prefer? Well, I prefer to do kind of all shifts. I like a good mixture, but I like mix. I don't like earlies, I don't like lates or nights. I like mixed shifts. That's anything from, you know, I don't know, 6:37 in the morning, you know, and it finishes between, I don't know, 6, 7 at night. You know, I quite like that 12-hour there, between 6 and 7 and 6 and 7. I like working those hours. But obviously today I'm doing like a 2 till 9, which is quite nice. It's just a short shift actually. You know, this is really nice. Nighttime, I do maybe a night shift once or twice a year. It's just nice just to do it. I don't know, just experience it. And now with the tube network on a weekend, it was so much quieter doing the night shift, especially on the 35 bus, which is Shoreditch to Clapham. Last time I did it many months ago, it was just chock-a-block full of people, and now it's like a lot of people are getting the Brixton tube, obviously towards kind of King's Cross, so it helps. The tube network is taking thousands and thousands of people, whereas before they were getting buses, so it's really good. Blimey, this is a long video. It's going to be nearly 10 minutes long. You're probably all switched off, falling asleep now. Wake up, everybody, wake up! Anyway, I'm going to finish now. So yeah, basically, you choose whatever shift. Some of you like earlies, some of you like lates. Everyone's different. I'm not really an early person. I like to sleep when it's dark, you know. So I like mixed shifts personally. But you can choose what shifts. You know, obviously, if you've got children as well, you can negotiate with the company, the depot that you're working at, to negotiate shifts to help you as well. I know some mums obviously might do like, I don't know, like an 8 till 6 job, you know. So they can maybe be there in the morning or evening, or at least one of the, you know. So, like I said, what kind of shifts do you like? You've got a choice. Usually it's like earlies, mixed or lates. But obviously here in London we have nights. Obviously after 8 at night, obviously some companies pay more per hour as well. So there's good and bad with everything. You know, night shift can pay more. Obviously, it does pay more. and obviously on weekends it pays more as well. So you get paid more on weekends than working during the week, and you get obviously paid more for working night shifts than you do a normal shift. So that's about it. Oh, I've hit 10 minutes. I better go now. So that's about it, and hope you've got enough information there about what kind of shifts. So see you later, everyone, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye bye. Have a fantastic evening, everybody.